Hey everyone, welcome, I'm MisterBo, and in today's Destiny 2 video we're going to be talking about all the things that are not coming with Destiny 2. The first bit of information that happened during IGN's Fireteam chat, in which they asked Deej, are we going to be seeing Rumble as a game mode? You have said all game modes in Crucible are going to be 4v4. What does that mean for the free-for-all game type? Well, it means it's not going to be in the game at launch. They said Rumble isn't going to be there, but they are going to be listening to what the community says, and maybe hopefully sometime after launch, if there's enough people wanting to play Rumble, then they can bring it back. Obviously Rumble was an awesome game type in Destiny 1. As I said before, it was a free-for-all game type, so you could just show off your skill in a free-for-all match. You didn't have to worry about your team. They have said, you know, Destiny 2 is all about teamwork. That is why all game modes are now 4v4, and that is why we won't be seeing Rumble. In addition to that, we have some more information about something that's not going to be making it into Destiny 2, and that is the Exo Stranger from Destiny 1. There are a lot of people who still want to know what exactly is the Exo Stranger all about. You know, she gave us this Stranger's Rifle at the end of Destiny 1, but we didn't really learn much about her. Well, this is what Luke Smith had to say on the matter. We have a bunch of characters who are interesting, but the Exo Stranger is one that always makes me chuckle a little bit, because I feel that's one character where we actually wrapped up the arc. She gave you a sweet gun and then dissolved, presumably off to do something else. So I feel like of all our characters we've introduced and exited, we actually exited her pretty effectively. Now a lot of people are kind of angry about this. Yes, they did exit the Stranger, but we didn't really get any information as to who she was, what she was doing, why she was after us as a Guardian. So I feel this comment by him is kind of not true. I don't believe they did exit the Exo Stranger out, but if they do want to focus on other characters who are maybe more interesting, I get that. However, I feel they could have made the Exo Stranger a very interesting character that we could have learnt about during Destiny 2, but that is a shame. We won't be seeing any more of the Stranger. Who knows, maybe she'll pop up again in Destiny 3 or maybe one of the expansions for Destiny 2. She just won't be there in the main game. Moving on to the third thing that is not going to be making a return in Destiny 2, and this is kind of a strange one, the Darkness. The Darkness is not going to be mentioned at all in Destiny 2, and again, this was given a reason as to why during a Kotaku podcast with Jason Schreier, and he asked Luke Smith, is that basically because you guys don't know what the Darkness is? And Luke replied saying this: at a point, just totally candidly, we had no idea what the Darkness was. Straight up, we had no clue. We didn't know what it was. For a period, we chose we were going to lump all the races, and you can see this in the tooltip in the game with Minions of the Darkness, and we had taken all the races and said, they'll just be the Darkness. But that's not what the IP deserves. It's literally not. And so what we're doing with Destiny is we're deliberately telling a story about the light and what it means to be chosen. And as such, we're in the process of removing the term the Darkness from the game, because when we are going to talk about the Darkness next, we need to know what it is and have a plan for it. And we do. So there we have confirmation the Darkness is going to be absent from Destiny 2, and it's kind of good to know that they are thinking about this stuff. You know, okay, the Darkness isn't what we want it to be at the moment in the game. Let's just remove that from the game, focus on the light, and then when we've actually thought of what the Darkness is and we have a plan for it, which they currently do, we can then slowly reintroduce it into the game and let people know, okay, this is the Darkness. Maybe it's some kind of new enemy, some kind of new threat that's overarching over the story. They can introduce that and we can go, okay, we know what this is, we know why we're fighting it. I think that's a really cool idea, and I think this is a good move for Destiny 2. So those are the three major things that are not going to be making a return in Destiny 2, but there is also one other thing that is absent from Destiny 2, and it wasn't even in Destiny 1, and I know a few people are going to be upset, but it was confirmed by Lars Bakken on Twitter: beards are not in Destiny 2. This is something the community have wanted ever since the launch of Destiny 1. People were like, can we get beards? Can we get beards? And we never did. People were like, okay, maybe we'll get beards in Destiny 2. This is the chance for them to redeem themselves. And at this current time, it seems like we're not going to be seeing beards in Destiny 2, which is kind of a shame. Obviously, the more customization we have for our characters, the better. And I know a lot of people would like to put beards on their characters to represent them in the game, but we aren't going to be seeing that, which is really quite a shame. It doesn't really affect me because I wouldn't probably put a beard on my character, but it is a shame we aren't going to be seeing beards as a form of customization in Destiny 2. Who knows, maybe Bungie hears the feedback from the community saying, okay, they want beards, let's patch beards in, and maybe we'll get them by the launch of Destiny 2, but I wouldn't hold out hope. So there you have it. Those are things that are not going to be making their way into Destiny 2. Let me know what you guys think of this. Are you upset that bids are not going to be there for part of the customization? What do you think about them removing Rumble or Free-for-all from PvP Crucible? Does that upset you? Were you a big fan of the Free-for-all game type in Destiny 1? What about the Exo Stranger? Did you want to know more about her story? Know more about who she was talking to when she used her radio? Were you expecting to see her in Destiny 2? And what do you think about them holding back on the darkness, removing it from the game, and waiting to introduce it properly when the time comes? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on these subjects. I'd love to know and read more about what you guys think about them. As always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Feel free to give the like button a big old hug, and you can feel free to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content and coverage. I'm going to be covering everything up to the launch of the beta on July 18th, and then up to the full game on September 6th, and throughout the rest of Destiny 2's lifecycle. But as always, hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.